Welcome to the Dr. Joe Show. I am your host, Dr. Joe, and I'll be taking you today on another fabulous journey. Cigar review number 3 in our 365-day, one-day review, year, whatever, challenge. I got to come up with a better name for that. Anyway, yeah, we're trying to make 365 cigar reviews in 1 year, smoking one cigar every day. And like I said, you know what? It's the hard part. Today, I had to get this together. I don't want to quit already. It's really hectic around here. I've got laundry. I've got so much shit to do. It's Sunday. I got to go out tomorrow. You know, I need my rest. I'm tired. But you know what? I got to keep doing this. I figure like most other things, like say going to the gym, eventually it'll start kicking into the point where it becomes natural, or it'll be like I get 100 and then I'm like, well, I don't want to quit now, you know. And I think it'll be good for the show. It'll force me to add a lot of content. But in the meantime, I will not neglect to make other types of episodes also, so let's not forget about that. Anyway, today, if you watched, unfortunately, I uploaded the Partagas review last night, but only 2 parts of it till I crashed on the keyboard and fell asleep. This morning, I quickly uploaded the other 2, and at the end of the 4th part, it tells you that today's cigar is the Padron 1964 Exclusivo Natural. And I am happy to have this cigar with me right now. I need something with a little strength to it. I'm dying for a smoke. And I would be smoking a cigar today anyway, doing my laundry. It's not smoking a cigar that's the hard part. It's doing the whole review because I can't do my other stuff while doing this. But I'd rather be doing this, but, you know, that's life. Anyway, I'm going to force it because I want you to know what I know or what I think about cigars. I have a lot of, I pride myself on the fact that I do feel like I have a lot of cigar knowledge and that I have a decent palate, and that, you know, over the 5 years that I worked at the cigar shop, most people who took my suggestions were very happy with what I've offered as far as, you know, what to smoke for this and that. Anyway, what we're going to do is light up right away. I don't want to, I'm going to try to shorten, since there's going to be 365 of these things. I'm going to try the Padron. The Partagas was so much fun, it got a little out of hand and went into, you know, almost an hour and 4 parts. I'm going to try to narrow it down a little, you know, do our first, third, second, third, and final in 3 parts, 3 videos instead of 4, and make them about 10 to 15 minutes max each. And even that might be a little long. But what we're going to do is we're going to cut this, light it up, and I'm going to give you the basic Padron tour that I would give. Oh, too bad I don't have all the different cigars with, you know, I do. I have a ton of Padron cigars. Okay, you know what we're going to do? I am going to pause the camera, run upstairs, grab a bunch of samples and boxes from what I'm going to talk about. Then I'm going to come down here, we're going to light up, start the cigar, and I'm going to give you the Grand Padron tour of what types of lines there are, what the differences are between those lines, a little history of the Padron family. How's that sound? Sound good? Sounds good to me. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to find out how this 1964 Exclusivo is. It's a great little cigar. I picked it because of its really smooth wrapper. It's very nice box press. I like when they look like this, but especially because of its reddish brown wrapper. There are a lot of, they make a lot of Padrones. And like any other cigar, there are a lot, while Padron is extremely good at quality control, there's a lot of different types of wrappers. I mean, it's the same wrapper for all intents and purposes, but it's different. They make some that are very claro, very clear, very, very light tan. Some naturals come out very, very dark. They almost look like Maduros. And then there are some naturals that have these really lovely reddish-brown wrappers, and I find that these have the type of flavor I like the most when it comes to a Padron Natural. A nice, pretty dark, reddish-brown wrapper. So, and of course, again, the foot, nice, well-bunched. It's a box press, you know, nice, no stems in there, you know, good bunching. Yep, very nice, very nice. Nice, not cracking, nice humidity, but not too soft. It's going to be good. So let me go, run up, grab a bunch of boxes of Padrones, and show you exactly what kind of company this is. They are amazing. I'll be right back. Okay, actually, changed my mind. What I'm going to do is smoke the cigar, talk a little bit about Padron while reviewing the cigar, and then at least I'll have the review to upload, and I'll make a separate kind of episode to show off the Padron brand and talk all about it, because here's the thing. There's a lot to say. I want to be able to get this video online today because it's one of the reviews, and I do not want to bring, I just realized when I went upstairs, the temperature difference hit me. I'm like, there's no way I'm bringing those boxes down here. It is freezing down here. I may not look like it, but it is fucking cold. And if I bring boxes from, you know, about 68, 69 temp with 70, 71 humidity into an environment where it's almost freezing with hardly any humidity, there's a chance that I'll open the box and they'll just start exploding. I mean, I don't know. So we're not going to do that. We will see them later, though. Right now, we're going to review the Padron 1964 series Exclusivo, a staple cigar, which I love, Exclusivo Natural, because they make natural Maduro in every shape that they make. And it is a cigar that I think is ideal to show off the Padron brand. It's in their mid-range series, and it's right in the middle, pretty much, as far as price is concerned. You know, when you spend money on Padron, you can buy anything from like $3 all the way up to like 40, 45 bucks. So this cigar usually costs anywhere between $11 and $15, depending on taxes and where you buy it. So let's get to it. It's a Nicaraguan Puro made with sun-grown Cuban seed tobacco that is fermented by the Padron family's special secret process, and it's been aged, not by me. The tobacco has been aged, and we'll talk about that, for no less than 4 years. So let's see how this cigar pans out, shall we? All right, here we are. Here's the Padron. I already told you why I picked it, and that's why I did that thing with telling you I was going to do it and then not doing it, because I had that in there and I didn't want to do it all over again. So, as usual, I'm using my straight cutter, which I prefer to use. Give it a nice little clip. Cap just, you should have seen that. I don't know, the camera's kind of high. I wish I had more distance. The wall is back there. This cap just went pop, flying off. I love when that happens. Pre-draw. A hint of salt, but not too salty. Salt is one of my favorite things in tobacco, and something that a lot of people don't talk about, but filler on the tongue, you know, a lot of times has salt in it. That Partagas yesterday was really salty, and it would have been almost too much if not for that sour note that was right on top of it, causing that twang effect. Little piece of tobacco. This has some salt, which is subdued, and the first thing I'm getting is a very nutty flavor. A very nutty and woody flavor. I wouldn't say exactly as deep to be, well, almost oaky. Almost oaky, but something a little lighter. I mean, you can't start saying like ashwood or elm, because, I mean, we don't know what these things actually taste like, but in the head, oaky is deep, and, you know, this is a little lighter. It's a woody flavor that's lighter than that, though. Well, I haven't chewed on a branch of ash lately, so I really don't know what that tastes like, but in my mind, I'm thinking, ashwood? It's very strange how the palate and brain work together, you know, when you don't have something to compare the flavor to, because that's how every flavor is described. It has to be compared to something else, unless you just say sweet, salty. If something tastes like an orange, you have to compare it to an orange. How can you say it tastes like orange without using the comparison? You could say, well, it's sweet with a little hint of sour citrusness, and just without saying orange, you never know it's a fucking orange, you know? So anyway, there's that clip. I, as usual, am going to use, like I say, I just love the whole, that's why I'll talk about that if you've seen my commercial. I love the whole crack, pop, fizzle of a match, the fire and smoke. I just love that, you know? And get this nice little toast in here. There you go. Haven't had one of these in a while. Spice on the tip of the tongue. A lot of wood. A lot of that woody flavor. Nutty. Bit of a coffee kind of note. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on there. Padrons are complex cigars. They really are. Spice. A lot of spice on the roof of the mouth and the tip of the tongue. Definitely woody, and I'm going to say a light dusting of earthiness, but it's not too earthy. It's more woody, but a lot of spice going on right now. There goes some salt, a little sour salt, almost like a twang, behind the tip of the tongue, but not in the center, between the tip and the center. I like to describe where these flavors are happening, because then you know where to look for them. Flavors happen in very specific regions of the mouth. You know, if I just say spice, and it's only a tiny little hint, and you don't know where to really look for it, you may not even see it. That's how the palate is. Like when somebody has a good palate, it's really not that people taste better than one another. I mean, somebody's tongue can be burnt out from smoking too many cigarettes or cigars or whatever, but you know, just like I have good vision, you have good vision. Some people need glasses, but tongues I don't think are really like that. I think everybody can have a good palate, but they have to know how to look for certain flavors, you know? And I learned a lot of that while working at the cigar shop. My boss, who was just a great guy, very knowledgeable, very patient, very mentor-like, you know? So you got a lot of wood, and some nuttiness. That kind of, the base I would say is pretty much like wood and nuttiness with a little dusting of earthiness. And a lot of spice happening in the, like I said, tip of the tongue and roof of the mouth. And then if you draw the smoke in and let it kind of just hit the center of the tongue, I get this salty flavor with a touch of sourness. That's very, very good. This cigar, surprisingly smooth, very smooth smoke, but, you know, if one did not care for strong cigars, they may mistake the spiciness in the roof of the mouth and tongue for harshness, but it's not harsh, it's just spicy. So there's our light, and we're also going to show you how this thing forms an ash and compare it. I kept this because a lot of people want to know. Beginners love to know this kind of stuff with, you know, what do I look for when a cigar is burning? If it's Cuban, how do I tell? You know, and I'm going to put this ash right next to a Cuban ash, and you'll see the difference. Okay. Wow. Like most cigar smoke, it has a lot of floral notes, but it almost has a salty smell. Like a woody, salty smell. Touch of kind of leatheriness, spice happening everywhere now. Giving my tongue a very, it's making it very, a little dry, it's a dry smoke. You know, people would ask me the difference between natural and Maduro, and of course there's a big flavor difference, but I would describe it very quickly, I would say the natural is more woody with a dry type smoke, and the Maduro is more meaty, earthy with a denser, wetter type of smoke. That's how I feel about them. Okay, so let me quickly open the door, and we'll be right back and start talking about the Padron family as we get through the first third of our cigar.